Have you been thinking about getting your home ready to sell, but you're worried about the budget? You're worried about how much money it's going to take in order for you to get it ready to sell? In today's video, I'm going to share with you the top 10 things that you can do in order to get your home ready to sell on a budget. I promise by the end of this video, you're going to have the best things so that you know what to do to fake it, take it, and make it. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you the best store that I think you should go to if you're looking to kind of get your house ready on a budget. So let's get into it. So if you watch my other videos, you know I talk about fake it, take it, make it. And fake it means that you're faking the way the house looks. Take it means you take great pictures, and make it means you're making the money. Now in today's video, I'm going to talk about the fake it part. Now, when I say fake it, as you guys know, I am not talking about faking the structure of the house. I'm not talking about hiding imperfections that are wrong with the house. I'm talking about making sure you put your home in the best light possible. And you would be stunned at how many homes I walk into and I see, and they haven't done the very, very basics, things that don't cost them any money to make their home look more presentable. So as I go through the video today, you are going to see that I've got a lot of links for you, a lot of YouTube videos that you can refer to on how to do some of these DIY things yourself. They're all going to be in the description below. So one of the easiest things you can do is fix your curb appeal. And your curb appeal is really important because people come to the house and they look at it and they are going to get a feeling about it. So how cute does that home look from the front? And one of the things that's really, really important when you're looking at curb appeal is the front door. And really, you could try painting the front door a different color. Now, some of these colors are a little bit out there and you may not be interested in them. However, they are going to add a nice bit of color to the outside of your house. Another thing you can look at doing is updating the house numbers on the house. Make sure they're legible, make sure they look good, make sure they look a little contemporary. And you definitely can find some great ones that are not going to break your budget. Clean up your landscaping. I mean, it makes a huge difference because when people pull up to the house, they want to make sure that it looks good. They want to make sure that it looks fresh and there's no weeds around. And you would be surprised at how much just pulling up the weeds, maybe adding some mulch, a few plants to the front of the house are going to change the way people view the home when they come in. Now, remember that when people are buying a home, it's emotional for them. You may think it's just about the numbers, but it's not. When they pull up to the house, they really want to think, wow, this is where my family is going to live. It's emotional for them. So anything you can do to bring them the emotion is going to help you get your home sold at a higher price and quicker. One thing that is really, super fulfilling is power washing. And you'd be surprised at how many homes really, really need to be power washed. The concrete out front, the siding. Go ahead and get out that power washer and get out there and clean it up. And you're going to see what a difference it makes. I mean, you may not realize this as you're standing in your house, but I'm telling you, buyers notice it when they're coming in. So as we're looking at the outdoor curb appeal, one thing I want you to do is I want you to go out and stand in the street. And I want you to walk into the house just the way you would as if you were a prospective buyer. And I promise when you do that, you are going to see that there is a lot going on that maybe you hadn't noticed before. Maybe some broken things, maybe some things out of place, maybe some garbage sitting in the front yard that you didn't notice before. But I really want you to take a fresh look and I want you to step back and then walk into the house as if you are a buyer. My number 2 DIY thing that you can do, which is the most effective, most important things you can do, is paint. Now, many of you may not be great painters. I don't love, DIY painting necessarily, unless you really take your time. But I am telling you, a can of paint can go a long, long way. Now, many of you are going to say, well, we don't know what colors to paint it. Why doesn't somebody just paint it when they move in the house? That's not really what's going to happen. They're going to want to have it done. And as you know, I've got some colors for you. I've done a whole video on paints. Also, all of these colors are in my seller's playbook. You can look at them. These are the colors that are going to really, really be powerful when you put your home on the market. You're going to find that you're going to get the highest return from them. And I'm telling you, any of these colors, you really can't go wrong if you're deciding to sell your home. The walls and the trim, super important. I want to make sure that that is really one of the very first things that you do. Now, if you're feeling like you just can't manage the paint, okay, I hear you. I want you to go and get a magic eraser and I want you to use it on some of the scuff marks in the house. Now, here's the deal. If you're using this in an area where maybe the paint is a little bit different texture, I want you to test it because it may kind of take the sheen off the wall. But if you realize that it's not going to take the sheen off the wall and it removes some of the scuff marks, this works wonders. This will help you kind of just clean it up a little bit, especially on that trim. Okay, so now I know many of you are thinking, gosh, I wish we could have Kati list our house. Now, I can't do that unless you're in the Chicagoland area or in Northeast Florida. But I'm going to give you a next best option to having me list your home is for me to find you the agent to list your home. I am telling you, like, we vet agents all day long. We talk to them, we communicate with them, we look at all of their social media, their listing photos, all of that information, and we put 2 to 3 agents in front of you so that all you have to decide is if you like them or not. Truly, it's all about that rapport. So do not wait any longer. You may be thinking we're going to do that when the time comes. It is time now. So go ahead, use that QR code or click on the link below. Also, 2 other things I have for you totally free, which is subscribe. Make sure you subscribe so you do not lose any money when you go to sell your home, and it will make it a much, much less stressful situation if you subscribe and you watch all of my videos that I'm putting out. And finally, don't forget, join our Facebook group where we have over 2,000 members and growing daily. And this is where you can ask all of your individual questions. You can upload the pictures of your home, and I respond personally to every single post in there. Number 3, the cheapest thing that you can do that's going to make the most impact when you go to sell your home is personalize and declutter. And so many of you hate to hear me talk about this because this is really a big task, is going through and kind of decluttering everything.
I have 10 more totes coming out. 10? I don't know where we're going to put them. So when you're overwhelmed with a huge space like this, full of clutter, here's the tip that I really recommend, is you start with what can go. We're doing a quick purge of the things we know that can go. So right off the bat, I'll have my first donation bin. And then I can go through and start filling things from the pile into this donation bin.
So one thing you're going to want to do is get rid of furniture that you know you're not taking to your new place. And you should start early because the less furniture you have, the bigger your rooms look. So I really want your furniture to be in proportion to your room. So if you have overstuffed furniture that's not looking good, that you're not going to take it to your new place, I want you to start getting rid of it. Now, I have a whole video on no one wants your stuff, and I hear a lot of comments from people who are like, people want my stuff. Well, some people do, some people don't. But getting rid of your stuff can be really, really difficult. So I want to make sure you start that early. And I'm talking about maybe like 1 to 2 years early, decluttering, getting rid of your furniture and making it sparse and crisp in your home. Also, if you need to, one of the best things I've found is to get like a pod or a storage unit and stick it in your driveway. And then you put all of the stuff in there that you don't want. They take it away, they store it until you move into your new home. It's not ideal, but it is a great solution to help you declutter that isn't super, super expensive. I know you can find some discounts out there on some of these storage units. And number 4, one of the biggest things that you can do to transform your home on a budget is to update your cabinet hardware and your knobs. I know this might seem like it's not worth it, but you can really tell from pictures. This is one of those things in pictures that you can see. If the hardware isn't updated, you feel like the house is dated. And your goal, remember, is to fake it. So we're faking it by adding hardware that maybe is a little bit more trendy, a little bit more like the younger people might be interested in. And you're faking that because you want them to come into the home. Another idea is changing out the sinks. The bright brass sinks in your bathrooms, faucets, things like that are kind of out and they're really dated. Now, I don't really love saying you need to put all trendy stuff in, but the really, really brassy ones, even like the brass hinges, are really a little dated, and that is something you can definitely see in pictures. Changing hinges is a little harder because you have to reset the doors, but if you're handy, this is something that's probably worth it. Changing the handles of the knobs, changing the faucets. You want to go with something maybe just a little bit more trendy that is going to shoot well in photos. Now I'm going to give you kind of like one of my little things that I just hate when I go into a house. So whenever I'm touring a house, I go in and I'll go into one of the bathrooms and I will push the shower curtain aside so that I can see what the grout looks like. I'm serious, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking for anything else other than what does the grout look like. Now, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And now you're going to go into your bathroom and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, we have all this moldy grout. Yes, that's the problem because that's how a buyer's looking at the house. So something you can do that's going to change a lot of perception of the home is making sure you don't have any moldy grout. Because, you know, day after day, we don't really notice it in your own house. But I will tell you, that is one of the biggest turnoffs when I see when people are going into a house and looking in a bathroom. Number 5, DIY trick, maybe DIY. You might need a little help on this one, but this is going to make a huge difference, is to change out your lights, your outdoor lights, your ceiling fans, some lights in your home as well. This is one of those things I'm telling you, you need to fake it because the goal is when you're looking looking at these pictures, when buyers are looking at the pictures, they don't want to see a lot of things that they don't like. And old, dated ceiling fans or lighting fixtures make them feel like the whole house needs work, when that might not really be the case. So I want you to, again, step back. I want you to look at your lighting. I want you to look at some places online to see what is kind of trendy and what could kind of work with our house. And think about replacing that lighting and those ceiling fans. Number 6 DIY is make those minor repairs in the house that you've been putting off. Now, this video is not very glamorous, right? It's really giving you the basics because you're kind of like, duh. But I cannot tell you how many people bypass everything like this. And this video isn't for you thinking you're going on the market tomorrow. This video is for you thinking you're going on the market in maybe a year, maybe 2, maybe 3 years. And these are the things you need to be doing over time because these are the things that are going to get you the most amount of money. So I want you to go and look around your house and look at the tiny little things that need to be fixed. The things that you've kind of put off and said, yeah, nobody's going to notice that. Trust me, they will notice that. I also want you to go out in your backyard and I want you to look at your fence and see if it is falling down or not. So you really need to fix a fence that's falling down. Many people will say to me, should we replace a fence? And I'm always like, no, just fix it. So I want to make sure your fences are not falling down. And truly, you've heard me talk about this before. If this is broken, it is going to affect buyers, and that is your doorbell. If your doorbell is broken, that is the first thing when buyers come to the house. They see a broken doorbell and they think, oh my gosh, if their doorbell, this $10, $20 doorbell is broken, what else has not been fixed? So that is honestly the number one fix that you need to make. And I want to hear how many of you have your doorbells that are broken. Put in the comments below. Number 7, DIY. You're going to hate me for this one, but it is truly cleaning. Now, you can do this on a budget, right? And you're going to say, but I don't want to clean. I don't like to clean. It doesn't really matter. Cleaning is the most significant thing you can do on an ongoing basis. When you're doing cleaning every week, you see things in the home that are broken and you see, maybe things that might need to be painted. It helps you go around your house. And I really recommend that before you plan on moving, you really need to be cleaning your house once a week. I mean, truly, for a year, you need to be cleaning your home once a week because you're really going to get in there, and you can't clean a house, deep clean, one time before you go on the market. You can tell it's been kind of deferred. You can tell it's just not super clean and sharp and crisp. So cleaning, please, I beg of you, start cleaning now and put it on your calendar to do every single week. Number 8, DIY on a budget, is to create kind of great closet space. Now, I know closet organizers can be expensive, but what I'm talking about is doing some simple things, maybe some bins or boxes that you can kind of buy and putting them in there and then sorting your stuff. Now, here's the issue. If you do not have room in your house for your stuff, your buyers will notice that. I had somebody who posted a question in our Facebook group who said, we have a very small home and we use one of the rooms just for storage. Should we clean that out? Because other people are going to see that. And they said it's going to be very difficult for us to put all of that in storage. And I said, unfortunately, yes, you really do need to do that, because if your buyers are coming in and seeing that you're cluttered in a room, or specifically like a mud room, that's a really big one, or if they come into the house and there's no place for them to hang coats or put shoes, people notice that. And then they say, oh gosh, wow, they have no place to put their stuff because they're seeing that you don't know where to put your stuff. So I want to make sure that you are faking it, right? This is part of faking it. If you don't have a mud room, you can't really put all these hanging coats just on hooks as people walk in from the garage. You want to make sure that it looks clean, it looks uncluttered. So make sure you go out there and start thinking about storage items. Number 9, best tip you can do on a budget to help you, get your home ready to sell. This is a little more fun. These are kind of staging ideas. Staging is not always just buying furniture and bringing it in or renting furniture. It's about adding maybe plants, buying some pillows. I've got some resources, like I said, down below to show you how to do this in your home, but this can be kind of fun because you can go out and get some cheap pillows, maybe on Amazon, different places, and it's going to change the way a room looks. Also, rugs. I'm telling you, some cheap rugs that you can find will completely change a space. Now, if you have carpet that's maybe older, I'm telling you, you can put down a rug, an area rug over the carpet. It works. I know it's not ideal, but remember, you're faking it. You're trying to show them online that the house looks good, it looks trendy. So I want to make sure that you think about these staging tips that aren't too expensive as well. And the number 10 thing you can do as kind of a DIY that's going to increase the value of your home on a budget when you go to sell is to work on your outdoor outdoor living spaces. I mean, you can get some really cute things that are kind of outdoorsy stuff from neighbors that maybe they haven't used before, and kind of get a little bit creative. The other thing you can do is add some solar lighting. There's some nice tips and tricks here on how to add different solar lighting around the house. It just, again, will kind of add to the energy and the feel of the home. So what store do I think is the best store to fake it, take it, and make it? I'm going to give you maybe a couple, but my favorite truly is Home Goods. And Home Goods, it's a little hit or miss sometimes because you really can't find exactly sometimes what you're looking for, but it does have some great options that are really kind of, cutesy and not too expensive that can really dress up your home in that kind of staging way. Now, the other stores that I do like as well as Target and Wayfair, not great quality of those stores. However, they are less expensive and can help you when you are working on a budget. So now I've got a lot of videos for you, and I want to make sure you watch the whole playlist on all of our seller videos. But the next one up I really think is important for you is what renovation mistakes you should not make. If you are thinking of doing any updating at all, I want to make sure that you watch this video first.